a cold-blooded murder of a 39-year-old mother by her 17-year-old son.
And if that wasn't shocking enough, a teenager accused of murdering his mom, the sheriff says he also killed his father.
When you look at this, you see a kid. When I look at him, I see a psychopath.
I have the chilling details from the murder of Kathy Griffith and the arrest of her son Colin Griffith for the crime. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Just when you think you've heard it all, a case like Colin Griffith's comes up, and it's had my jaw on the floor for hours now. I've been going through the case, and it's absolutely unbelievable. Colin is a 17-year-old who was starting college early. His mom, Kathy Griffith, had posted photos on Instagram just last month, bragging about that major accomplishment. She said Colin had already earned 18 college credits. That's no small feat.
Yo, what's poppin'? Welcome back to the channel, man. This is Jamalwade Reactions, man. Shout out to you if you're new to the channel. Be sure to leave a like, comment, turn on post notifications so y'all can stay updated. Real quick thing, man. So, not gonna hold y'all too long, man. I know a lot of y'all was saying I talked too much in the last video, man. Shout out to you if you comment. I appreciate y'all. I need that, honestly. Like, for real. But with that being said, man, this is a video. This is a reaction of me commentating in. I always leave the original link to the video if you want to watch the video without me commenting. I'm going to make this real quick. Shout out to you if you're watching right now. You're one of my new subscribers. With that being said, let's get into this video. Florida teen murders his mom and his dad. Sad story, but it is what it is. Let's go.
Colin and his mom, they look really happy in the photos. She even bought him a new car for graduation. Kathy Griffith was very proud of her son. She bragged about him on Instagram all of the time. Just last month, she posted a photo of him and talked about how he was going to college. That was on August 20th. Then Sunday night, in Polk County, Florida, which is in between Tampa and Orlando, the sheriff said,
"Hey, shout out to Florida, man. Hey, check this out. Real talk. You can subscribe, you can leave. It's up to you, honestly. Like I said, I'm going to be tuning in. This is my channel. If you want to watch another channel, that's up to you. But I love y'all. Just know that. I don't care what y'all say in the comments. That's for y'all. That's for y'all. But hey, shout out to you if you from Florida, man. You already know, man. Florida stand up already. Yeah.
As they got a 911 call from Colin. Here's Sheriff Grady Judd.
It all started on September the 8th, which was this last Sunday, when we got a 911 call from Colin Griffith, who's 17 years of age. And here's what he said. He said he and his mother had a very long fight, and she fell on a knife and killed herself. And she's bleeding from the neck. He didn't say she killed herself, he said he's bleeding from the neck.
911 call takers tried to help Colin. Of course they did, telling him what to do to try to help save his mom's life. Then deputies arrived.
He met the deputies outside, and he was calm, cool, collected, not upset, and he had blood on him. What we found inside was this knife. This knife is 12 inches long, and of the 12 inches, 8 inches of that is the blade. So he's saying that his mother fell on this knife.
That is a huge, huge knife. Of course, the medical examiner performed an autopsy on Kathy Griffith. This is what the sheriff said the ME found.
The next morning at the medical examiner's office and the autopsy, the medical examiner said it is not reasonable or plausible that she died the way that he said she did. Just didn't happen. There were witnesses outside the mobile home that actually saw Colin drag his mother into the house by the hair on her head.
Damn.
Colin is about 6 foot and 160 pounds.
Can you imagine? Neighbors told deputies they saw Colin dragging his mom into the house by her hair. That's terrifying. And the sheriff said that Colin told the 911 call takers that they had had a long fight. Sheriff Judd said that Colin Griffith had moved to Florida with his mom in March of last year. This was a month after Colin had been charged with murdering his father, Charles, in Lincoln County, Oklahoma.
Hold on. Wait one goddamn moment. I don't care what y'all about to say right now. How the hell you kill your dad? How you kill your daddy and then you kill your mama? Bro, you a demon, bro. You a demon, bro. You a demon. I don't care what y'all saying. That's demon time, bro. How you kill the people that brought you into this world? That's wild, bro. Hey, man. Crazy world we living in.
Dad pulled a knife on him. And he shot and killed his dad.
Damn.
That's right. His father was named Charles. He shot him once in the chest and once in the head, and he claimed self-defense.
Oh, man.
The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office and the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigations charged Colin with murder in the first degree. They dropped the charges less than a month later. They said they could not disprove Colin's assertion of self-defense.
That boy got off.
So
clean.
he was released.
So the charges were dropped against Colin in Oklahoma, and he moves to Florida to live with his mom in Charlotte County in March of last year. Charlotte County is about 2 hours south of Colin's grandma's house in Polk County.
Can't come
You
stay
would
with
think
grandma.
things would be better. He would be really, really lucky that, hey,
Just be the murder
this
case,
was
nigga.
a self-defense,
What?
and I'm here with mom.
Hey, man, hey, look, check this out. I don't care what y'all saying, man. I'm going to commentate, but I love y'all. That's crazy. How you kill your mom and you kill your dad, and then you get off with the charges with your dad. That's wild, man. That's some crazy shit right there.
But 6 months later, guess what happened? He's Baker acted. So it's September, and as he's getting out of the original Baker Act, he makes a statement that, well, I'll kill myself, or I'll kill my mother by shooting or stabbing her.
Yo.
Charlotte County re-Baker Acts him the same exact day. They keep him 3 more days.
The Baker Act allows a person to be held for 72 hours for a mental health evaluation. Now fast forward to November of 2023.
Colin then is arrested for domestic violence on his mother. And the reason he battered his mother is because she was disciplining him and took his video game privileges away.
Yikes.
So he beat up his mother.
The fuck?
He
I'm sorry, that's a white thing. I'm sorry. Ain't nobody finna do that, bro. I'm sorry. I mean, there's some black kids out there, Spanish kids that's gonna do that shit, but you gonna get your ass beat, boy. You not finna, no, what? Hit me.
pushed her to the ground,
Crazy.
and he stomped on her. The grandmother was there and witnessed this. Colin said it was self-defense. She made me do it. The grandmother said, no, no, no. Your mother did not provoke this at all. You simply were being disciplined and made to give up your game because of failure to carry out what you should, empty the garbage, wash the dishes, whatever they gave him to do. He claims self-defense when he stomped his mama, but he went to jail anyway.
So this is November of 2023, and Sheriff Judd says Colin went to jail for what he did to his mom then. Then in February of this year, Sheriff Judd said his office got a call about Colin Griffith.
He has an argument with his mother, and he runs away from Charlotte County and comes back to Auburndale to his grandmother's house. Now, his grandmother's not there. And we got involved in this on the 12th of February, and the mother said, and the grandmother said, hey, we don't feel safe with him around. So our deputies who found him up here as a
Why does it take this much? I don't understand. Somebody let me know in the comments, why does it take this much to put somebody away for good? You stumped on your mom. That's not no, oh my bad mom, you intentionally stumped your mom out. Could you imagine being stumped out? Imagine somebody stumping your ass out right now, and then they just get out of jail and everything okay. You gonna be cool with that?
Missing persons reported in Charlotte County turned him over to DCF. 2 days later, on the 14th of February, the anniversary of him killing his dad a year ago, he's reunited with his mother.
Whoa.
By DCF. Colin made the statement that I don't want to go home. I'll use any force necessary to avoid it, to include killing my mother. So that's the second time he threatened to kill his mother.
That's crazy.
2 weeks later, so they didn't make him go home on the 14th, but about 2 weeks later, in March of 2024, they reunite Colin with his mother again. Everybody's calmed down.
So that's March of this year. And in May, Colin graduated from high school. His mom was really proud of him, as most moms would be. She was posting photos on Instagram of him in his cap and gown. And as I mentioned earlier, she actually bought him a car as a gift. Received letters from members of Congress congratulating him about graduating from high school.
What?
And photos on that Instagram showed that they spent the 4th of July holiday weekend in Washington, D.C.
Hell no, fuck no, ain't no goddamn way y'all gave this nigga no goddamn letter. For what? Hell no, bruh. For what? What did this nigga do? Kill his damn daddy and kill his mama and beat on her? And this nigga got a... Bruh. Dangerous man right here. This is a dangerous man right here. Understand that. This man will eventually be in the government. This is a dangerous man right here. Y'all talking about y'all gonna lock this man away. This man gonna get took by the government and become a secret agent, man. I don't give a fuck what y'all saying right now. This is a dangerous man. This man has no family. The government love people with no family. Man, bro. Bro, this white man done got a goddamn, bro. The system's so crooked. God.
And even went on a tour of the White House.
What?
Then on September 6th, Sheriff Judd said Kathy Griffith and Colin had an argument, and he took off for his grandma's house in Polk County.
He flees from his mother's house again and comes up to his grandmother's house. Grandmother's not there. She's in the Keys.
Gone. Grandma know what's best. Gone.
So
out of sight.
then mom lets the event calm down, and she tells her son, hey, you need to come home. And she asks him to come home and face his responsibility. Colin says, I'm not coming back home. That was September the 7th.
Okay.
So now we're to the fateful day on September 8th. Mom drives up here to Auburndale from Charlotte County. She arrives at 4 o'clock. At about 4:30, witnesses and neighbors see Colin and Mom arguing outside, and Colin grabs his mother by the hair and drags her into the house. Just about 2 hours later, that's when we receive a 911 call. The Colin said, I've had a very, very long
Whoa. Shit crazy, bro.
fight with Mom, and she fell on a knife and she's bleeding from the neck.
The sheriff says witnesses heard Kathy Griffith telling her son, let me go. Colin Griffith is charged with first-degree murder, kidnapping, and violation of a no-contact order. Sheriff Judd talked about what Colin Griffith said when deputies arrived at his grandmother's house following his 911 call.
Had he gone to live with his grandmother at the end of this, and she crossed him, she would be next. He's violent. He's dangerous. He showed zero remorse. Zero remorse when he was being interviewed. In fact, when we attempted the interview, he met the original deputy in the front yard. And he didn't say, Mom's in here, Mom's bleeding to death, Mom needs help. He looked the deputy in the eye and says, I know my rights, I want an attorney. zero emotion about hurry up, help mom, she's bleeding, she's got a problem. He is a dangerous human being.
Sadly, a day before Kathy Griffith died, she posted on Instagram, "That old familiar body ache, the snaps from the same little breaks in your soul. You know when it's time to go. Sometimes giving up is the strong thing." Now, of course, we don't know if that post had anything to do with her son, and we may never know. But this wasn't like her other posts, which were incredibly upbeat. Sheriff Judd summed up his thoughts on the case this way.
When you look at this, you see a kid. When I look at him, I see a psychopath. I see totally erratic behavior, to the point that he's already, at 17 years of age, shot and killed his father and got away with it, and stabbed his mother in the neck so hard that the knife went all the way through and was to the back of her neck, and she died there. He's being charged with first-degree murder, obviously, and we're asking the state attorney's office, it's their decision, but our state attorney's office is the greatest, to prosecute him as an adult.
And Sheriff Judd said he's actually been in touch with the sheriff's office in Oklahoma, telling them they may want to take a second look at the death of Colin's father. Dr. Daniel Bober is a forensic psychiatrist, and he really specializes in issues with kids. I am confounded by this case, Dr. Bober.
Yes, it's really disturbing, and when you consider the fact that he had a similar event with his father just a year prior to that, it sort of boggles the mind how something like this could happen again.
Yeah, before she get into that, something like this did happen again. So I don't understand why, cops, they book people off crazy cases and then let them go. I don't understand it. Not everybody get that privilege, you feel me? To be able to claim self-defense, and then next thing you know, you out terrorizing people again. And this isn't a race thing. Everybody can do the same thing no matter what your race is. This isn't a race thing. Let's not get caught up in that in my comments. But I just want to say this. Shout out to y'all if y'all been watching this far, man. I really do appreciate y'all. I just wanted to let y'all know.
Most certainly. And mom, it sounds like, had gone out to Omaha and had picked up her son. He was on bail, GPS bracelet, the whole 9 yards. They determine out there that they can't prove that he didn't act in self-defense in killing his father. She takes him in, and then somewhere along the way, he is, put into the hospital under the Baker Act. So mom obviously knew her son was having some issues. We don't really have any insight into what those issues are at this point, but we do know that he was accused of some acts of violence against her, had been seen, grabbing her, pulling her hair, things of that nature. This is really terrifying stuff.
It's something I see all the time. I see parents.
Really?
I do. I see parents all the time with kids who are very aggressive and violent towards them. But maternal instincts are very strong, and they want to believe in them. And they would literally lay down their life to protect their child, and that even means to their own detriment. So this is not so hard to believe for me. But if you look at this young man and you look at his history of violence, the greatest risk factor is his prior history of violence. But we don't know more than that. We don't know if he was diagnosed with any number of mental disorders, if he was using substances, if he had a history of trauma. The sheriff referred to him as a psychopath, but I think it's more complicated. It's more nuanced than that. Psychopaths are people who are cold, they lack empathy, they manipulate people. It's not a formal diagnosis in what we call the DSM-5. Someone who is 17 years old might have a diagnosis of what we call conduct disorder, where they violate societal norms, and then when they turn 18, it becomes antisocial personality disorder. But I think there's still a lot of very significant unanswered questions here.
A lot of questions. We don't know if he was receiving medication. We do know, though, that he was placed in the hospital under the Baker Act. So mom knew, obviously, something was going on. And I'm a mom. You want to do everything you can to help your kids. And I don't think that we are naturally equipped to deal with mental health issues and whatever was going on with him. We really don't know what was going on in his mind. But I went on Mom's social media, Kathy Griffith's social media, and it's just amazing to me. We have the mugshot and the picture of this knife that he claims his mother fell on. And then we have all of these photos that I found on social media. They spent the July 4th weekend in Washington, D.C. They went to a tour of the White House. He graduated early and was headed to college early. He went into college with 18 credits already under his belt. So he's a smart kid. He has
Smart kid, man. That's deep because he is smart. To go to college with 18 credits already, I'm not saying it's hard, but you're smart. But I don't know, man. Some people say you're a psychopath. Some people say this is a disorder.
have some level of intelligence. She even bought him a brand new car for graduating early. So Mom is trying to, I mean, everything looks happy on social media. This is like the danger of social media too. Everything looks good on social media.
I call it the Facebook
Things
fallacy.
were not good.
Right. The Facebook fallacy. People always portray their best life on Facebook, but so many people we know are suffering, and that's just not the reality.
Yeah.
This is someone who obviously has trouble regulating themselves, managing their emotions, and can act out aggressively. It seems like in both these situations, it probably wasn't something that he planned out, although we don't know that for sure. But it seems like he is someone that goes from 0 to 100 in just a second and just boils over. So I would be curious to know what his mental health history is.
The sheriff said that, you know, he had become angry, and I guess every parent can relate to this. Mom took away his video games at one point. I mean, they argued about chores. These are things that are pretty common that parents and kids argue about. So you talk about the boiling over. I mean, these are normal everyday things that parents squabble with their kids about and tell them, get off the video games. I mean, it's unbelievable to me. And then the stuff with Dad out in another state, killing Dad, and being told, oh, well, we don't have the evidence to prove that it wasn't self-defense. Do you think they go back and look at that case again? I mean, if they didn't have the evidence to say it wasn't self-defense then could they get any evidence now that it wasn't?
You know, it's very difficult. I mean, they might have to take a second look at that first case. But, you know, I admitted a kid in the emergency room yesterday who, again, had a history of bipolar disorder, was 17 years old, destroyed the house, trashed the house. Mom brought him in because she was afraid of him. And he is now hospitalized under the Baker Act. So I get this. I see this all the time. But for some kids, there just isn't that ceiling. They will attack their parents. They will kill their parents. And even if they've attempted to kill their parents before, their parents will take them back because those instincts to protect the child are very strong.
Nah, let's just say this, man. It's just written, bro. This shit written. Children will rise against their parents. This shit is real. Ain't nothing new under the sun, man. People been doing this. It's been children out here murking their parents since the beginning of times. You feel me? Like, this is going to never stop until humans stop living. You feel me? But this case is wild, man. This is a crazy case right here. And I'm definitely going to be tuning in into the trial to see how everything play out because I know he going to take it to trial. I know he taking this shit to trial. He too smart not to take it to trial. I'm going to let this video rock out, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me.
Even if you have to put yourself in harm's way. And it's very frustrating as a mental health professional to see parents who do that, who are literally willing to put their life at risk. But it's something I see all the time.
A lot of people might not be familiar with the Baker Act, but it allows for like a temporary hospitalization of somebody with mental health issues. So how long can somebody be held
72
under
hours.
the Baker Act? And do the hospital officials then just determine, okay, we've been able to stabilize this person?
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. That's exactly she on head with it.
In this way, so they're going to be released now. How does that work?
So the Baker Act is an involuntary 72-hour hold. If at the time of the expiration of the Baker Act, we as mental health professionals determine that the patient is not stable, we can then petition the court by getting the opinion of a second psychiatrist for more time. And very often that is the case. And a case like this is probably one where that would occur.
Wow. So he's 72 hours involuntary hold, then he's back out, presumably going to school. I mean, how does a kid who apparently has been hospitalized under the Baker Act then go, and he's apparently graduating early from high school with 18 credits under his belt? It's confounding to me, because obviously he's got some level of intelligence.
Yes, he does, but emotional regulation and intelligence aren't necessarily correlated. I meet very, very intelligent kids who have multiple hospitalizations. They've trashed the house, they've beat up their parents, they've attacked other kids at school, but they have very high IQs, so one doesn't necessarily correlate with the other.
How common
You really don't.
is it for kids to be beating up their parents or becoming violent with their parents? Because this is a kid who was charged with this last year. So this is somebody who has a history, according to law enforcement, of being violent with his mom.
Again, I think we have to look at what were the precipitating factors, what were the triggers. We see violence in kids for any number of reasons. It could be because maybe they smoked cannabis. It could be because they have a history of bipolar disorder. They could be antisocial. There's any number of reasons that could contribute to violence, but we know that the best predictor of violence is a past history of violence.
Well, the police say there's a past history of violence here, and it came in the form of killing dad in 2023 on Valentine's Day. So this is amazing to me. It still leaves me shaking my head, because you kill dad, according to law enforcement, in 1 year, and then 18 months later, you're accused of killing your mom. It's unbelievable to me. Have you ever seen anything like that, Dr. Bober?
I have not. And you would think that after the first crime, which I guess the charges were dismissed, so he wasn't convicted of that crime, after the first event, I should say, you would think that there would have been better safeguards in place to prevent this from happening again. And it's really just a tragedy.
It is a tragedy. Well, and it's unbelievable. Dr. Bober, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Yo, that's the video, man. Shout out to y'all if y'all made it all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. With that being said, I'll see y'all in the next one. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can stay updated with my latest release. Yeah.
How he getting all these racks? How he getting all that cash? That's the question that they ask. But I'm spazzing on their ass. In my phone, I'm going fast. Fuck your questions, I'm a boss. I used to take hella losses. Now broke niggas keep your distance. I ain't got